In the twilight of the galaxy, the universe's greatest empires had long settled into the quiet stagnation of eternity. The Seraphine Collective, an ancient race of biomechanical entities, had risen to power long before humanity had even taken its first steps into the stars. The Var High Ascendancy, masters of quantum realms, manipulated space-time like artisans weaving thread, warping reality to suit their desires. And the Alvorn Imperium, a vast telepathic hive mind, had perfected galactic governance, ruling over hundreds of worlds with cold, calculated efficiency. Against these titans of cosmic power, humanity seemed like a brief flicker, a species too young, too fragile, too small to shape the future. The Earth Federation had expanded only recently, forging colonies on distant worlds, but always on the fringes, always beneath the shadow of the great powers. To the elder races, humans were newcomers at best, and irrelevance at worst. But humanity, unlike the great civilizations around them, was not content with preservation or mere survival. They possessed something that the elder races had lost across the millennia: an insatiable hunger to explore, to learn, to grow. For where the Seraphine, Varhai, and Alvorn clung to their old ways, confident in the immutability of their dominion, humanity's strength lay in its restless imagination, in its refusal to accept the limits placed upon it. The tipping point came when the ancient ruins of Hadrius III were discovered, an enigmatic structure hidden beneath the sands of a distant world on the edge of known space. The ruins predated the rise of the Seraphine by millions of years, and their design was unlike anything ever seen before. The Varhai dispatched their most elite scholars to investigate the site, certain that their mastery of temporal manipulation would allow them to unravel its mysteries. The Alvorn attempted to psychically probe the ruins, but found their telepathic reach severed by some unknown force. And the Seraphine sent their emissaries, but their biomechanical avatars crumbled upon entry, reduced to dust by an invisible field. Only the Terran delegation, led by Dr. Layla Arkwright, an expert in ancient xenotechnology, dared to approach the ruins with humility rather than arrogance. Where others sought to impose their will on the structure, humanity sought to understand it. Dr. Arkwright's team worked tirelessly, using techniques of human ingenuity, from quantum resonance mapping to particle scanning, but they encountered a frustrating enigma. The ruins refused to yield any secrets. No door would open, no glyphs would glow, no energy signatures could be traced. And yet, Dr. Arkwright noticed something strange, a pattern in the silence. While others grew frustrated with the lack of progress, she recognized a subtle rhythm, a quiet hum within the structure's dead air. Humanity's gift, she realized, wasn't just in brute force or advanced technology. It was in seeing connections that others dismissed as inconsequential. She hypothesized that the ruins weren't just an ancient building. They were a signal, a living system waiting for the right catalyst. Arkwright's breakthrough came when she used something simple, something distinctly human: music. She had always been fascinated by the mathematics of sound, and on a whim, she played a sequence of harmonic tones across the ruin's exterior. The reaction was immediate. The ancient stone glowed faintly, and for the first time in recorded history, the ruins responded. News of humanity's success spread like wildfire across the galaxy. The elder races were stunned. For all their technological superiority, it had been a young species, a race whose existence had been barely acknowledged, that had unlocked the first secret of Hadrius III. Humanity's adaptability, their willingness to experiment, to innovate, had opened the door where all others had failed. What lay within the ruins, however, was beyond anyone's expectation. Beneath the sands, hidden for untold millennia, was not a weapon, nor a storehouse of forgotten knowledge, but a living archive. An artificial intelligence older than the Seraphine Collective itself, designed by an extinct race whose civilization had reached the pinnacle of knowledge before they vanished. This AI, calling itself Idris, was not bound by the physical or temporal limitations that shackled the current galactic empires. It had been dormant, waiting for a species with the capacity not only to understand its vast knowledge, but to wield it responsibly. The AI revealed that the galaxy was on the brink of a crisis, one that none of the elder races had anticipated. A cosmic event known as the Veil Convergence was approaching, an alignment of energies and forces that would destabilize the very fabric of reality. Stars would collapse prematurely, dimensions would fracture, and entire systems would be lost. The elder races, with their immense power, had grown blind to the warning signs, content in their belief that their dominion would last forever. But Idris had seen this happen before. The AI's creators had faced the Veil convergence eons ago, and despite their advanced technology, they had been unable to stop it. Their attempts to harness the power of the event had led to their extinction, their civilization wiped from existence in a single cosmic blink. But Idris had learned from their mistakes, and it believed that only a new, dynamic species, one unbound by tradition and rigidity, had a chance of preventing history from repeating itself. Humanity, with its unique blend of creativity, resilience, and audacity, was Idris's chosen candidate. Dr. Arkwright and her team, armed with the knowledge and guidance of the AI, returned to Earth with a dire message. The galaxy had less than a century before the Veil convergence would begin. At first, the galactic community dismissed their warnings. The elder races scoffed at the idea that a species so young could be the galaxy's savior. But as Idris began to reveal the subtle but undeniable signs, subspace distortions, gravitational anomalies, the sudden collapse of distant stars, the truth became impossible to ignore. Humanity, with Idris's help, took the lead in organizing a response. Unlike the ancients, who relied on static power structures and ancient technologies, humanity was willing to adapt, to evolve its approach. They reached out to the galaxy's younger races, forging a coalition of species who had long been marginalized or overlooked by the elder empires. Together, they began to develop new technologies, using the principles Idris provided, technology that could manipulate the energy flows of the convergence, stabilizing the galaxy's very structure. The Seraphine Collective, the Varhai Ascendancy, and the Alvorn Imperium, facing the undeniable threat of extinction, had no choice but to join the effort. For the first time in countless millennia, the galaxy's most powerful empires worked alongside humanity and its allies, humbled by the knowledge that they could not face this crisis alone. The final confrontation came as the first wave of the Veil convergence swept through the outer rim. The stars began to flicker and die, their energy siphoned into strange, otherworldly dimensions. Entire fleets vanished into the void, unable to withstand the cosmic forces tearing at reality itself. But humanity and its coalition, using the technology derived from Idris's knowledge, fought back. They erected stabilizing fields around critical systems, manipulated quantum flows to redirect the convergence's energy, and created anchors in subspace to hold the fabric of the galaxy together. It was a battle against time, a race to prevent the galaxy from unraveling. Dr. Arkwright, leading the scientific effort, coordinated the final sequence, a network of quantum stabilizers that would reverse the flow of the convergence. The elder races, for all their power, could only watch as humanity took the lead, directing the efforts that would determine the fate of all. In the end, the convergence was halted. The galaxy, though scarred, was saved. Humanity, once seen as insignificant, had become the architects of the future. The elder races, humbled by their near destruction, acknowledged that their time of absolute dominance was over. No longer would the galaxy be ruled by stagnant empires clinging to ancient power. A new era had dawned, one shaped by cooperation, by innovation, and by the boundless potential of species willing to challenge the impossible.